Hi, welcome to Forex in 4. I'm Mike Conlon for FXEDU, and in the next 4 minutes, I'm going to show you the highlights of where the action is in today's Forex market. So let's get started.
Good morning. Today is Wednesday, July 21st, 2010. This morning we're asking who's stressed, and apparently it's not the ECB. They've been, talking about these stress tests that are going to be coming out with the banks. The results will be released on Friday, and all we've been hearing is that these things are going to be pretty good. There's nothing to worry about. The majority of the banks are going to pass, and that everything's fine. Well, apparently the market's a little bit more stressed than the ECB might be. This morning we're seeing euro weakness across the board. And one of the reasons is that there's this real hush-hush meeting going on today with ECB President Jean-Claude Trichet and some of the members of the banks that were stress tested. Now, the conspiracy theorists in the market will tell you, this means it's bad. They're looking to spin this and how they can come up with the best way possible to paint this bad picture rosy. But I think it's probably more of a situation of they're just trying to coordinate action with how these are going to be released. And in today's media-centric society where we sort of hang on every word and syllable mentioned, I think it's actually the right thing to do, because if you think about it, they come out with the tests, the doors open, you get 100 different bankers walking out, and everybody asks a different guy a different question, and there's language barriers, and not barriers, but people have different languages that are their primary language. So one thing that gets misconstrued, and all of a sudden the markets are reeling. So they're probably just trying to put together a coordinated statement, and that everybody sticks to the party line, and then that's it. So we're seeing a bit of the risk in the market today because of fears of what potentially could come out of this meeting. But I'm under the impression that there's going to be much ado about nothing today. So as you can see, the euro's just sort of been selling off today on the 5-minute chart here, and it's not a big deal. But let's just go back. We'll look at this on the daily real quick. You can see that the euro's had some decent gains back from the beginning of June after the lows at 118 and change, and we just got a little bit of a pullback. Perhaps some may say we're in a little bit of overbought area here. Perhaps going into this stress test, we see a pullback maybe in the 127, 126 and a half area. But I think these tests are going to be okay by and large, because let's face it, there's banks around the globe are having problems. It's not just these European banks. Yes, we were concerned about the sovereign debt problems with some of the countries, particularly the PIGS countries, but they're seemingly taking the right action. Banks are going to have problems, but they're getting money from the ECB to sort of help smooth it on over. So this is no different than banks here in the U.S. that have all these bad mortgages on the books. We haven't even talked about commercial lending here in the U.S. And commercial real estate, which is a whole nother can of worms waiting down the road. So, this really isn't that big of a deal at this point. We're also seeing the pound is lower. To show you here real quick, I'm also pulling back on the daily to, looks like right about its 20-day moving average here. We'll just look at it on the 5-minute real quick. As you can see, just coming in a little bit lower. Right here, earlier this morning was right at the release of the minutes from their rate policy meeting, and it actually showed that there is some concern about inflation in the UK going forward. Now, they're not certain how the austerity measures enacted and higher taxes are going to affect prices, but right now prices are still above the ECB's targeted band, which I believe is 3%. So I guess they're hoping that with the austerity and taxes, that's going to bring prices back into back to within their target range. But if it doesn't, then they may need to do something about their policy. So they may need to stop stimulating. They may need to stop buying bonds. They may need to actually raise rates. So right now the pound's a little bit lower. It's more on concern of this risk of what may come out of this ECB meeting today, but I don't think it's going to be much. Okay, we've also got dollar. Dollar is look at this. It looks like it's coming back a little bit here with a little bit of strength, but as you can see, the dollar is lower versus yen. We got down to just below 87 earlier, and now it's sitting a little bit higher. Bernanke's going to come out and speak a little bit later this morning, testimony to Congress, and it's widely assumed that he's going to just remain with his dovish stance. At this point, nobody's projecting that we're going to see a rate hike in the U.S. This year, and that's going to cause some dollar weakness. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what the Japanese actually end up doing. It seems like a lot of countries around the globe are waiting for the results of these Euro stress tests before they actually make a decision on policy. But right now, the dollar seems very weak. week, in that if markets are stable, we could continue to see some dollar weakness. And if dollar continues to weaken versus the yen, then, as I mentioned yesterday, we could see some sort of intervention from the Bank of Japan. So keep an eye on the yen and what's going on over there as well. And that's pretty much what we have. We've got some loonie strength today. Just show you that real quick. Loonie was picking up some steam. We've got oil back up in the 78.50 range. Stocks are actually higher this morning, despite a little bit of risk in the market. They're anticipating we're going to see Bernanke weakness. So it's going to be interesting to see whether euro and pound can turn it around today after this ECB meeting concludes. I expect that there's not going to be any information that comes out of it today that would cause the market to move. So perhaps today is going to be a risk-taking day. We'll see stocks and commodities higher, and with dollar weakness, maybe we'll see euro and pound flip around. So, that's what we're looking at today. We've got these stress tests on Friday. Keep your eyes open for that, and any news leakage coming out prior to. But I think by and large, this is going to be a non-event, sort of a much ado about nothing routine where, we'll see that there are some banks that need some money, but I'm sure they'll have plans on how to take care of it. And, let's face it, there are many banks which have closed in the U.S. over the last year. So, I think that, things are by and large going to be okay in the Eurozone. And, it's funny, but just about 2 months ago, people were talking, myself included, about euro-dollar parity and how the euro is in for big trouble. Well, nobody seems to be talking about that much anymore. So that's what we're looking at for today. Keep an eye out for this Bernanke speech, and then also, right around the 11:30 noon when the euro session closes, if no news comes out of this ECB meeting, we could see a little bit of euro strength there. So good trading to all.
As always, be sure to check out the written blog at www.fxedu.com to get complete coverage of today's Forex market. If you would like to learn more about how to trade the Forex market from professionals like myself, be sure to check out our affordable Forex trading courses. And if you're already a seasoned professional or aspire to be one, ask us how we can help you achieve your Forex goals. Go to www.fxedu.com to get started today.